What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? All right, Nate. Question time, as always, beginning of the show.
Okay.
The bit.
The bit.
What? Okay, you have to choose.
Oh, God.
You get Pokemon are real.
Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon are real.
Pokemon are real.
Got it.
And
Or,
you can only pick one. You can only have one Pokemon. You can't catch them all.
Okay.
You can only have one.
Okay.
Who do you choose?
Oh, I don't even like. I don't even know all the originals. Ooh.
This is not hard. Like, it should be very easy.
No, Charizard's too boring. But he flies.
Wow.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, Charizard's.
Well, you get a Charmander, right? Because then you get
one Pokemon.
No, that doesn't make sense. One Pokemon. Charmander can evolve to
He's
Charizard.
a new Pokemon. He even has a different name. He's got a different number. He's a different Pokemon. He's literally different. That's why it's called evolving.
You're taking it way too literal.
Sorry, that's how it works.
No, it's how it works. I say how it works. I'm the captain now.
I'm sorry that you didn't think your question through enough.
No, you the smart answer would have been
the answer is Charizard.
No, it's not. Mine's
Final
Charmander.
answer.
Mine's Charmander because I will get to.
Great. So then when this happens and you walk to my house and you've got your little Charmander and I fly to your house and catch it on fire with my goddamn Charizard.
Why would you do
You're
that?
We wouldn't have why are you burning my house down? And I'll be like,
exactly.
Don't worry, I'll be able to pay for it because I have a Charizard.
Okay. Oh my God. Let's start the show. What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us. We've got another new Comic Book Day video for you for the week of January 25th. Ooh. This is the last Wednesday in January 2023. That's insane to say, but that's what's up, fam.
It is.
I wouldn't say itty bitty, but I wouldn't say massive either. We just got a decent sized pull this week. So let's stop delaying.
Let's do it.
And just do it, because I know there's a book in here that you're super stoked about, and I just cannot wait for your reaction. So let's just get on with it.
And once again, you did that last time, but I don't know what it is.
First up, we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 18. Continuing the silly goose time that is the Dark Web event, the callback to Inferno. Will we see the resolution that we got last week's X-Men Dark Web? I would assume so, probably towards the end. And I'm looking forward to that, but I'm ready to get back to the grittiness of Chasm. I'm sure it won't happen, but that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm sure that character's probably just like tossed to the side.
Done.
Yeah, I will read this issue just because I'm going to continue this run, obviously. And the last issue was fun. It was, like you said, a silly goose time, but I got the conclusion that I needed. The only thing I cared about in Dark Web from the X-Men issue, so I just whatever.
It's trash.
No, I'm just saying I'm saying
I don't care.
I got what I only cared about this because of Madeline Pryor. I already got that answered, so I don't.
Right. Wow.
Who cares about Ben? Could not care less about Ben.
Wow. All right. Next up, we have Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise issue number 3. Not gonna lie, issue 2, was a bit of a. Artistically speaking, it was amazing. Art-wise, it was fantastic, but story-wise, it was thick and
wild
out there. I don't remember what happened, and I remember being very confused when I read it. So hopefully 3. I don't want to say settle down because I want Tradmore to stretch his legs, and he's clearly doing that. But I just got a little out of control, just a little out of control last the last week ago. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
I'll have to catch up on this one. I haven't read the first two yet.
Right.
Oopsie.
Let's talk about a book that I am looking forward to, and that is essentially the Omega of the Sin of Sinister event here from Karen Gillan. This man, along with Al Ewing, has crawled his way out of, I don't know, a dark place with X-Men, and has really brought it into something that feels what we originally were promised and or given by Hickman back in 2019. And I think give props to Comic Book Herald. He said it best. He feels like Karen Gillan and Al Ewing have single-handedly saved the direction of X-Men. And I think that's a perfect example of what we're about to get here with Sins of Sinister. And I am 100% excited and cannot wait for this alternative future storyline to start.
That part I don't care about so much, but
I hate comics.
No, that part is just not interested.
Right.
But
No.
I will say that I was light on my anticipation for this until Immortal X-Men number 10, and now consider me on the hype train. I'm ready for it to start.
A choo-choo. All right, well, let's see where it goes. I think there are multiple covers on this one. I think you said there was a 1 in 50 that like is just bomb.com, but
yeah, there are quite a few really good ones on this, but it's just gonna the 1 in 50 is the Chichetto variant.
Right.
And I know you were looking at the Villa Lobos variant, but I think that one's probably going to be too hard to get a hold of.
Villa Lobos, which one's that?
That's the Rasputin.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. It's just, unless Ron somehow pulls off picking this thing up,
right?
Which would be amazing. If he did, I'd buy it. I don't give a shit how expensive it would be. I'd pick it up, but I just don't see it happening.
Right.
Let's move on. Next up, we have Star Wars: The High Republic, The Blade, issue number 2. Last issue was, it was good, but it felt a little. I think you had mentioned prior. It was kind of had to know a little bit in order to fully enjoy issue 1. So hopefully 2, we can get a little bit more backstory for us non-novel readers.
Yeah, this character is based off of this character is from a novel by Charles Soule, the Light of the Jedi. That was the launching point for the High Republic events or age or whatever. But so yeah, there was I think there was a little bit of him leaning on you knowing who Porter Engle was, a little bit more than I think was needed. But I'm still very excited, and I still think this is going to end up being addition to the High Republic lore for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, the vibe I get from Porter is that you just don't fuck with him, even though, like, even if you don't know that, you just get this vibe of like, don't cross that guy. And
right.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. After that, we have Thor, issue number 30 from Groenbeck and Klein, The Legacy of Thanos, Part 2. I think we've said this multiple times. Now that Groenbeck is on the book, she has done a phenomenal job of just picking up where Donnie left off, and I think she's making the book, I think, better for it. I think she definitely has the roadmap that Donnie laid down in front of her, but she is definitely adding her own twist to the Thor book. Now, is it as insane and metal and just crazy antics as...
Yes.
I would say no.
Yes.
But I think they're different things. I think there's 2 different interpretations of metal, right? And I think Groenbeck is definitely her. I think the difference is the pacing, right? Where with Donnie, it's 100 miles an hour, no matter what. But with Groenbeck, it's like we're revving up to it, and I like the speed up. I like starting here, starting at 50, and then ramping up to 100 because I definitely feel it.
I think you had 28 issues of Donnie and 1 issue of Groenbeck, and are conflating a little bit of what Groenbeck can do. You've read 1 issue of hers.
No, I've read multiple issues of her writing Thor.
No, this is only her 2nd Thor issue.
No, Thor stories. You didn't let me finish the sentence. Okay. And I do like how she writes her stories. I'm just saying, like, there's a clear difference in pacing, but I'm not. It doesn't frustrate me. I'm for it, you know.
You heard it
And
here first, folks. He
Jesus
hates
Christ.
Torun Grunbeck and thinks that she should lose her
I'm
job.
looking forward to her.
That's really awful of him.
I'm looking forward to her setting up the Black Infinity Stone and the death of Thor, because we know it's coming, and it's going to be epic.
It's for sure coming.
Next up, we have our last Marvel book of the night, and that is Exterminators, issue number 5 from Williams and Gomez. This has been one of the best Silly Goose times that we've had in comics in a while. And this book is doing some really good things with vampires, which I don't think you'd ever hear me say ever, outside of maybe Moon Knight. And we got a little bit of crossover continuity here last week with X-Men. So, you know, this book is definitely flexing its muscles a little bit when it comes to continuity within the current Krakoa era, which I like, because this book really wasn't, it didn't feel like it fit in the Krakoan era, and we didn't care.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those books. This is what I would call easy reading for mutants right now. Sometimes I'm like super hesitant to jump back into any X books I've jumped off of, like X Force or Wolverine, because I'm not going to understand what's going on. But like this book right here just does what I think a mini for, I mean, any character, but especially for mutants should do, and that's highlight these characters, portray them in a really accurate and really fun way. Leah Williams needs to be continuing more mutants work. There's no reason for her to not have an ongoing, or at least an already announced miniseries.
Yes, you're correct. So that's what we think about this book. Can't wait to see how it ends, but I don't want it to end. But all things end. Hey, I'm interrupting the video. Do you know why? Because I have something very, very important to tell you. I know you know about our sub giveaway goal of 1,000 subscribers when we give away this. I know you know about this one because we talk about it all the time. But let's talk about when we hit 850 subscribers and what we're giving away then. When we finally hit 850 subscribers, we're giving away this. A CBCS rated 9.8 retail incentive Green Lantern #1 with John Stewart on the cover. That's right, at 850 subscribers, we're giving this bad boy away. So make sure to smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like, and let's get back to the video. All right, let's jump over to DC with Dawn of DC, Superman Action Comics from Philip Kennedy Johnson. You know, the first supersized issue, more pages, more action. You know, I am very interested to see if we get the one-shot House of L storyline that Philip Kennedy Johnson had in Infinite Frontier, and then kind of just got left out in the ether, whatever. And I'm hoping that this kind of moves us forward, hopefully in that direction. Now, I'm sure that's a lot to ask because Dawn of DC is this whole different thing. But the cover, to me, this cover by Dan Mora just really reminds me of that House of L storyline, and I hope we get some semblance of that in this new direction for Action Comics.
Yeah, I have a lot of excitement for this book and only a touch of hesitation, but the you're right. I hope Philip Kennedy Johnson is able to tackle this House of L stuff. I hope that didn't get fully scrapped with Future State and 5G dying off. But one thing I'm really interested in seeing how it works is the 3-writer system. So at least for the time going forward, we're going to have Philip Kennedy Johnson, Leah Williams, and Dan Jurgens doing each of their own stories in here with either direct Superman characters or very close peripheral characters. So of course, Philip Kennedy Johnson will continue with Clark, with Kal-El, and doing his stuff. Leah Williams is actually going to continue what little work she was able to do with Power Girl in this Lazarus event. And then Dan Jurgens is going to be doing a story that is the source of my hesitation, which is a flashback look on John Kent as a small kid growing up on the Kent family farm, learning about getting his powers for the first time, which is feels like that is a throw a bone to the people that are complaining about John getting aged up really quickly like he did, and this is them saying, here, you want kid John, here, we'll put him in the back of the Action Comics issue. So I am a little bit hesitant of that, but I don't think that's enough to deter me from enjoying this book thoroughly, even if those few pages aren't the greatest.
Here's my question. Power Girl.
Yeah,
She's not Kryptonian.
she is. She is
She is?
Kryptonian. She is Kryptonian from Earth 2.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
And there's why I
or
am
something.
still very...
Yeah, she's they speak on it very briefly in the Leia Williams story in the Lazarus Planet. It's like she's like, I survived a double Holocaust, 2 planets getting destroyed, but I'm from Earth 2, and she's essentially supposed to be um Supergirl, but from a different universe. But she's Power Girl because she's from Earth 2.
Okay.
DC
Whatever.
continuity, folks. That's just
Yeah, I mean, all right, let's move on. Next up, we have Detective Comics issue 1068. The wheels are turning on this Ram V story with this original family who's laying claim to Gotham, who feels like they have lay claim to Gotham. And, some conflicting, interesting webs are being woven in between characters. Bruce is potentially getting involved in a new friendship that might be maybe costly to him with this family. Does he know it? Probably not. And then I think we're gonna, with the backups, being with Two-Face involved, looks like Two-Face is gonna start getting more involved in the main story, which we got him at the beginning of Ram V's story, and then we got the side story, the backup story with him in it. But now it looks like he's coming back into play in the main story with Ram V. And I don't want to say as slow, but as the pacing of this story has definitely taken its time for the better. And so if you're not into something like that where there's a very slow build, sorry, this is just how it is. But I'm digging it.
Yeah, I am very happy with what we're doing with this book. The uh backup, the side, the Simon Spurrier story with Two-Face has been my favorite parts again. Who would have guessed that the backups were going to be my favorite part of a Detective Comics run? But I'm so glad to see that we're actually getting that front and center. For anyone who doesn't know specifically, this issue is a 100% Two-Faced issue where the art is being split in half by two
Ooh.
different artists on side-to-side page work. So
Love
both
it.
Raphael Albuquerque and Ivan Rees will be doing the art simultaneously. So we'll be able to literally see on panel the struggle between his conscious and the scarred conscious, which we've
See,
seeing in
when we get shit like this is what gets me super stoked about
Mhm.
comics. When we just see the flexing of creative muscles in
Mhm.
artwork and writing just all coming together in one thing.
Yeah.
Like that, you got to give it a hand. Like that's just so badass.
And I don't know what we're also starting a new backup of some kind because the last issue with Two-Face did say part 3 of 3. So it's still Cy Spurrier and it's still Danny, which makes me very excited to art. Honestly, like I feel like I haven't been giving this book enough justice. I feel like the last 2 books I haven't been on the show whenever it's been out.
Right.
But to me, this is bar none the better of the 2 Batman books that are coming out right now, and it's not even close.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
all right. All right, let's jump over to Independence with Boom Studios' Behold Behemoth, issue number 3. Issue 2, shit went crazy. Monster came out, unleashed hell. I think we're probably going to get probably a little bit more of that, but I think at the beginning of this book, maybe even more, a majority of this book will be kind of a jumping in between timelines and seeing how we got to this point with our main character and this girl who clearly has this monster just pent up inside of her. I'm really digging this book. It came out of nowhere, out of left field. It was a Boom number 1. It's a hit or miss usually on Boom ones. I pick up the one the one for Netflix sake, Mylar's sake. But then if the story hits, I'm gonna continue it. And right now I am enjoying Behemoth right now.
Yeah, it's been a good book, and I jumped on it because of the creative team. Tate Bromball doing the House of Slaughter stuff that I've enjoyed so
Mhm.
much, and Nick Robles as artist as well has been really great. So yeah, I think this is going to be a series that we enjoy. And it's just 5 issues, so it's not too hard of a
Yeah, nothing too not too massive of a commitment for sure. All right, from Image Comics, we have Inferno Girl Red. This shut up. This was originally supposed to be, I believe, a graphic novel,
Mm-hmm.
but they ended up releasing singles. And it's part 1 of 3, and I genuinely enjoyed Inferno Girl Red's involvement in the Megaverse, whatever it was called, big one shot, where we were converging multiple heroes that were going to be involved with Radiant Black, which we have been off that book for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very impressed with this character. Kind of like a Red Power Ranger mixed with America Chavez jumping dimensions kind of character. And I don't know. I remember seeing Inferno Girl Red like a Kickstarter for it on Twitter and being like, that looks dope. And then when I found out that it was in the same continuity as Radiant Black, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And when we read Supermassive, like, the time frame for this book to be coming out was actually really soon after that release, but then I think they kind of paused it and said, look, we've got something here, we can probably go release it in floppies instead of graphic. And I think for me, I like that because I enjoy the medium better. And so I am looking forward to the story, even though, yes, I have been disconnected with the Radiant Black story for multiple issues now. It's because it just felt very cluggy and just didn't feel like it was going anywhere. So I've got some hopes for this book.
Yeah, if you look at last week's live show, one of our frequent viewers, Joe, asked what was a book that we felt like we had sunken cost fallacy into, essentially, where we kept buying it even though we knew we shouldn't. And
Yeah.
goddamn, if it's not the Radiant Black or Superverse or whatever it's called, I think I held on far. Now that I'm done, I think I held on far longer than I really
Yeah, I mean,
should have, and so
we were.
there's no way I'm touching anything anywhere near that universe. So you let me know how it is, but I won't pick it up either.
Yeah, and it's really it is quite frustrating because we were given little crumbs of this like intergalactical multiverse space war.
Mm-hmm.
And where we fell off, I mean, it was still like, wait, there's 2 Radiant Blacks, and so like we just never crescendoed to that point that was promised us in Radiant Black and in Supermassive. Like there was this idea that there was just going to be this massive multiversal war amongst these new projects, and who knows if it's actually going to happen. I'm going to read Inferno Girl because I genuinely am curious about it. It's got Power Rangers vibes. So did Radiant Black, right? But this feels much more in tune with that idea.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. I'll let you know. But it's it's comics. It's a good stuff.
Exactly.
Well, that's it. That is our pull for the week of January 25th. A little bit of a small one, but still, there's some good ones in there. Let us know down in the comments. What are you picking up today? And or this week, I guess, because depending on when you watch this. And let us know, what's your potential pick of the week. What are you gonna read first? And I'm sure we messed up. I'm sure we missed that one book that you're like, what? You're not covering that? Let us know.
Tell us what it is.
Yeah. What did we miss? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. It would be much appreciated. We're on the road to 850 subscribers, as you saw in the middle of this video. And we want to give away stuff. We love giving away stuff. And we just want to keep on doing it. So every sub goal we hit, we're going to give away something. So make sure to do that. Make sure to catch us live this Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, PM, where we will review all these books live. And we'll chat. We'll have a good time. If you want to crack a beer, do it. And we'll just chit chat, talk about our pools and Joe, Comics Joe, our famed question asker, will definitely give us a halftime question that will not disappoint because he does a great job at that. And we'll just hang out and have some fun. So we'll see you guys then. But as always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. Later.